Hey foodies, welcome back to my channel. This is just a little chit chat about my channel, what's it about, a bit about me, so tune in. A good day, good afternoon everybody. Miss Tom Cooks here. I feel like I forgot a very important part. I was supposed to introduce myself and I feel like I didn't do that. So this is me basically introducing myself to you. I just want to tell you guys why I started this channel, what is this channel about, and yeah, that's why we're here. So my name is Lisa. I'm a Xhosa girl, born and bred in Cape Town. The name of my channel is Miss Tom Cooks. My partner always calls me Miss Tom, and I'm like, I love it. Even if I get married, I'm gonna stay Miss Tom Cooks or Miss Tom. Anyway, I feel like first and foremost, thank you so much for supporting me in my previous my first video on YouTube. You know, I got 100 and something views, and I'm actually happy. You know, it started 5 months ago. I mean, yeah, I know, it's 5 months ago. But one of the main reasons why I stopped was because of my camera. Yes, it's because of my camera. You know, when you purchase a device or you purchase something and it's not doing what it's supposed to be doing, that's what happened. I didn't know how to basically play around with it. I didn't know the settings, and it really irked me because I purchased this particular camera because I did my research. You know, I did my research. People vouch for this camera, you know. I went on YouTube, everybody's talking about it, and I didn't feel like there was a need for me to go and get a lens, an extra lens, because I need to first see the quality of the camera that people are talking about before me deciding that I'm going to get an extra lens for this, you know. So yeah, I was struggling. I tried. It was not giving. I shot so much content in December, and like dope recipes, man, but I was not happy. I was really not satisfied, and I really want to put out quality videos. You know, I want somebody to say, you know what, I don't want somebody to stop watching my video because it got blurry or something. No, I don't want that. I want you guys to stick with me and say, you know what, I appreciate the quality. I want to continue watching, you know, because those little things irk me when I also watch a video. So why this YouTube channel? You know what, I've noticed that on YouTube there are certain, I'm so thirsty, just hold on. I noticed that there were certain channels that focus on a certain niche, you know. You get the sports people, where their channel is going to just be about sports, you know, the gamers, just gaming, the fashion people, the makeup, but there was nothing related to nothing related to food. And this really pissed me off because I'm passionate about food, and when I go on Netflix, the first thing I do is I want to watch a cooking channel or cooking shows, you know. If I'm going to go to a library, I'm going to look for recipe books. Why can't I do the same thing for YouTube? And I wasn't finding it, you know. You get YouTubers who do a bit of lifestyle and cooking, but there was not, I wasn't getting YouTubers, well, South African YouTubers that focus mainly on food. Fatima Saidos, oh, absolutely love her. She does that, you know. But I wanted more, man. I wanted more, and I wasn't getting it, and this really irked me. So as they say, if you want to get something done right with yourself, and I'm like, well, let me do that. Let me be the first person, or maybe a third or fifth person who does that, and then here I am. Okay, so what is this channel going to be about? First of all, we are going to be creating recipes. We're going to develop new recipes. We're going to alter our classic recipes. If I'm going to be vlogging, you're going to see me going to cooking classes. You're going to see me interacting in food events. You know, but this channel, the main thing about it is just food. You know, if you want to entertain, if you're a chef or aspiring to be a chef, or you love food and you want to, you know, this is the channel. I also want it to be a more educational. There are people that still don't know how to make basic things like rice, how to make pasta, how to make your basic sauces, your mother sauces, your basic sauces. And I want to be the voice for that. You know, I want to be the food, call me a food fluencer, you know. So that's why basically I decided that I'm going to do this, and I'm like, nobody's doing that. Techniques also, you know, some people still don't know how to chop, how to use a chef's knife, how people don't know how to carve meat, you know. It's, you know, there's a whole lot of things that we still need to learn about food, and I want to be that person. You know, there are things that I'm still learning till today. That doesn't make me an expert. I'm just going to share the knowledge that I know, you know, the little knowledge that I know of. That's what I'm going to be sharing with you guys. How did I come through? How did I become so passionate about ukudya? You know what? So my parents, mom and dad, they both from the Eastern Cape. Yeah. So they decided that they're going to go live and start their lives in Cape Town, and yeah, and then yeah. So Dindodwa, I'm the only kid, I'm the only child from my mom and dad. I do have an older sister from my dad's side, my half sister, but apparently I grew up alone. Now, with being the only child, or the only family members from the Eastern Cape that lives in Cape Town, this means that we will all constantly have family members. Maybe they're coming for an interview in Cape Town, or maybe they, by the way, I'm based in Cape Town and Joburg. Okay, let's get it out there. Born and bred in Cape Town, but I'm based between Cape Town and Joburg. All right. So the family members that keep visiting, or even friends, family friends that come through to our place, they always cooked something nice. You know, I always learned something. You know. For example, there was a time where Chef Tandi, my pie, she's a chef now, but she was just a cousin of mine that was visiting back then. She taught me, she was the first person that taught me, to teach me how to use a garlic. I was in primary school, a garlic sana, you know, a garlic sana, it is one of those vegetables that one uses, but only Muslim people use. You know, when you pass Muslim's house, Muslim households, Muslim household, and when you pass, you're gonna smell garlic coming up, like coming from their houses, and that's so when Utanega comes through and she's cooking garlic with the pisto yake, whatever she was cooking, be like, girl, what do you know? You know. And then I learned how to first use garlic through my cousin, this is Tanega, and then she even taught me how to test a pasta when it's ready, you know. So what she would do is, guys, I don't know why tasting the pasta wasn't the easier option, but she would take your pasta. So you pick your pasta yaka with the fork, and then you hit it against the wall. So if it sticks on the wall, that means it's ready, but if it falls off, that means it's not ready. I know. It was a messy method. It was a very messy method. But we tried it, and you have to wash the wall, obviously, afterwards. Just wipe it up. And yeah, so it was just those things. So those are the things that I learned from Mrs. Taneka. My sister came through to live with us. Stanga taught me basically things like a salad. She's like, Lisa, a salad is literally whatever you want it to be. You know, you're not limited. If you feel like you're making a potato salad, you want to add something, a sun-dried tomato, whatever, add it. If you feel like you don't be limited, that's what a salad is made up. And that's why I'm like, okay. And basically that's what I'm here, because I keep developing new things, trying out new things, just because of those small lessons, you know. I grew up in a place where my mom's friend, Mrs. Kacha, my mom's friend and colleague, she basically would, if she wanted to say thank you to my mom for my mom doing maybe something simple for her at school, I don't know, she would bake a cake, an entire cake. and she even had this nice box. I'm like, for a person to bake something from scratch, fresh cream cakes that you find at Koma ShopRite, and she'll bake it, put it in a box, and then give it to her, and I'm like, so my point is that I was surrounded by abantu who were passionate about ukudya, and they did it so effortlessly. Of course I was going to love ukudya. My mom, on the other hand, she's not much of a cook, but she's a simple cook. Even her grocery shopping, if you find her ShopRite today, what you're gonna find with trolley yake, it's butternut, it's potatoes, it's onions, it's maybe a beef stock. She forgets sauces, and then there's probably oras, dog food. That's my mom. She's simple like that, My dad, on the other hand, he was a big foodie. I feel like the creative side I got from him. When you come home from school and the house is it's because Dada made something, May his soul rest in peace. He passed away, unfortunately. So I got londo from my mom and dad, the simplicity from my mom, from the creativity from my dad, So I feel like it's a bit of a balance. So yeah, where did I go to school? I started off, guys, studying at UWC. I did psychology, industrial psychology. Afterwards, it's just not my vibe. It's not my steez. It's too boring. I'm not a corporate person. I didn't finish it. It was a flop, to say the least. But eventually, after that, I did my learnership at Silwood. There was a program that was developed by the Department of Tourism, where they were looking for people who are passionate about food, who want to become chefs. It's like a learnership program. So what they do is they want. So the aim was that after a learnership yakho, you complete the program, is that you have experience, you have a certificate that you studied at the school, and also you got a practical experience. So they placed us in a school, so everybody was placed in different schools. Other students went to International Hotel School. I went to Silwood. It was amazing. Silwood School of Cooking, or Silwood Kitchen as they call it. Others went to other schools, depending on where you live. And so it was supposed to be 40% knowledge, 60%, I'm not sure if I'm getting the ratio right, 40% knowledge, meaning at a school, and then 60% it has to be done as a practical at a restaurant, at an establishment. So other people went to neat bakeries, others went to cafes, restaurants. I was fortunate, I went to a restaurant, the head chef, or the owner, was Karen Dudley, and that's when I gained my experience, because she used to make salads and sandwiches, and that's actually where I learned how to cook, to be honest, like in terms of professionally, and then after that, I remember, so what we did is that when we did the exam, and after the exam, I remember they always used to give us our exam results like face to face. You have to go to the office. Karen is the principal at Silwood, and she'd call in and say, hey, okay, how was the exam? And basically just to check in, and also how is industry for you. I always complained, I was that person that always complained, and I'll be like, yeah, it was fine, or no, I'm not happy. Exam was like this, and also my experience at the restaurant was this and that, So the type of student that I was, guys, was I used to ask questions. So others would be happy with the recipes that they're getting, but I wanted to know the history behind it, was certain methods, certain cuisine, the processes from bringing your animal from farm to table, the Maillard reactions, like what happened after you just do something. For example, if you just chopped veg, what's that process where the rotting, what's happening, the science behind it, or just after you slaughter an animal, the blood, all of that. I wanted to know the process behind it. So I think this was communicated from a lecturer I am to my principal, who I'm having a conversation now about my results and my findings and whatever. And then she says to me, yes, Lisa, I see you. No, she first asked me, but where do you see yourself? I'm like, obviously, I see myself as a chef. You know, I'm traveling the world. Kubani, maybe starting my own catering company or my private chef business, blah, 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 blah. You know, and it's just like, you know what? I see you working at Woolies, you know? It's like, do you know Woolies? I'm like, yes, I do know Woolies. And I was so offended. I didn't even spend time, basically, I didn't want to continue the conversation because I was so hurt, you know, that I've spent so much time, I've left UWC, I'm here, I'm trying to prove to my mom that this can work. And then the next thing she says to me is that, yeah, I see you got Ulu and Sana. What do you mean? I left the school. I went to go do my practicals at the restaurant, but while I was at the restaurant, this really bothered me that she sees me as Udu who makes chicken, Kaulu to bakes pie. So meaning that I'm not skills enough, I'm not talented enough, this is not my field, Utini, you know, talk to me. So a couple of weeks later, I went back to school, and then and I spoke to her again. I'm like, Karen, can I please speak to you? She's like, yeah, sure, cool, what's happening? I'm like, a couple of weeks ago, you mentioned that you see me working in Woolies. I was kind of quite offended, but I feel like I didn't ask your reasoning behind this, and I feel like you owe me that. So what's happening? So she's like, no, I see you as a product developer. Do you know what a product developer does? And I'm like, a product developer? No. Like, no, man. So basically, you'll still be working at in the food field, you know, food industry, but you're just going to be working in corporate. You're going to be developing, you know, those products that are on the shelves right now. A product developer came up with those, you know. If somebody had to come to you and say, hey, I want to start a new range of sweets, you know, so you're going to be the product developer that starts that. You're going to focus on the textures, the flavors, the packaging, the research, the, you know, everything behind it. That's what a product developer does. I'm like, oh, what do you, okay? I'm like, sharp. So you see me in corporate. I fucks with that. I don't mind doing that. And she told me about also a food buyer situation, and I'm like, no, food buyer my email, I want to become a product developer. And then that's when I started doing my research. So, and then I'm like, and also with the there are questions of, we have discussions of you want to continue with the course, you know, because a chef school, you graduate after every year, you know. Well, from the ones that I know, you graduate. So if your first year level is your commis chef level, it's your certificate level. The second level is the diploma level, which is second year, and then the third level is your advanced diploma. So if you graduate after first year, when you get your certificate, that means you're only qualified to become a commis chef. Commis chef is who does the basics in the kitchen. You're going to be doing the mise en place, the chopping, the cleaning, the basic stuff, the basic roles in kitchen. And then if you get to diploma level, you have more experience. You also have baking involved. So you know pastry. You can cook basically, and also you can kind of the admin yeah. And then when you go to advanced level, you also qualify to become a head chef. You know your way around the kitchen. You've been taught everything, experience. You've got the whole thing, yeah. So now I'm stopping at commis chef level, but I've done my research that way I can get to do this course, become a product developer, and I UCBUT could do my 3-year diploma in food science and nutrition. And so going back to what I said in the beginning of the chat on why I want to keep the passion is because I haven't worked in my field, unfortunately. And joining us in the field, it really bothers me. It really does bother me, but I know that I can still share my expertise, because tifundile, chef school and also university level, we we feel the wood. So people will come to me and say, hey, Lisa, please assist me with the costing, you know, because I want to start a business, or I don't know how am I going to get my profit. How do I calculate that? And then I'll be like, okay, sharp. This is how you calculate the profit. Yeah. And also number two, I always post things and people are like, man, I didn't know that you can actually make this at home, things like roti or snowballs. I'm like, no man, you can literally everything you see at the shop, you can actually do it at home. Your pestos, your everything, your pastas, your pestos, you can, it isn't that you can't do it. And people kept asking for recipes and stuff. And I've opened businesses, guys, related to wood, yeah, and it's just that I haven't had a car, a whole lot of things is needed to start a business that I feel like I lacked because it was, hence I stopped. So I'm like, you know what, I can put all of this in a food channel, and I really am positive about this whole experience, that I'm going to try my utmost best to deliver a quality content. As I told you, we're going to be developing recipes, we're going to be trying out new restaurants, doing restaurant reviews, we're going to be out, there's an exciting segment that I want to introduce where I buy recipe books, né? And then I also try out a recipe from Izo recipe books. This could be our South African chefs, or this could be South African international recipe books, local recipe books, you know, whatever. I want to try out stuff that I haven't done before, and yeah, I feel like it's gonna work. I really feel like it's going to work. So anyway, tune in, guys. We're gonna have a really good time. I'm thinking that I'm going to try and post every Sunday. I feel like Sunday is the best day where people can get ideas about, okay, what can I make for a Sunday lunch, or maybe during the week. And also I feel like Sundays people are relaxed, guys, because I know that the community at YouTube who are very supportive. It's free to subscribe, it's free to watch, and I really would appreciate your support. So thank you so much, foodies, and thank you for getting up till here with the chit chat. Yeah. So, and have a good day or good evening, whatever time you're watching this, and tune in. Bye.